Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. In last lecture, we discussed the first two types of the equations, reducible to the quadratic form. Today, we will discuss the remaining types of the equations that can be reduced to quadratic form. So let's start the lecture with the third type, reciprocal equation. An equation is said to be a reciprocal equation if it remains unchanged when x is replaced by 1 by x. So, uh, to check that the given equation is a reciprocal equation, just we have to replace x with 1 by x, and if the equation is unchanged, then we say that the equation is a reciprocal equation. So let's check that this equation is a reciprocal equation or not. So replacing x with 1 by x. So by replacing with 1 by x, we have this form. Now we have to multiply x raised to power 4 on both sides of the equation, because here the maximum power in denominator is x raised to power 4. So this is the LCM of the equation. So we have to multiply x raised to power 4 on both sides of the equation. So after multiplying, we have this form of the equation, and when we write this equation in descending order, we have this equation, so which is the same as the given equation. So we can say that this equation is a reciprocal equation. Let's start the question number 10, and you can see that this equation is a reciprocal equation. So now, first step, what we have to do, we have to divide both sides with x square. So we have to divide each term of this equation 1 by x square, and after dividing by x square, we have this form of the equation: x square minus 2x minus 2 plus 2 by x plus 1 by x square is equal to 0. Now we have to arrange this equation. So we can write this as x square plus 1 by x square. Here is minus 2x and plus 2 by x. So we can take a minus 2 common from these two terms. So we have minus 2 into x minus 1 by x, and here is minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we can replace this with x. So we want to convert this equation in the quadratic equation in y. So just what we have to replace, we have to replace x minus 1 by x is equal to 0. And when we take square of this term, we have x square plus 1 by x square minus 2x into 1 over x. So x into 1 by x cancel with the denominator with x, and now we have minus 2. So x square plus 1 by x square minus 2 is equal to y square. So we have to shift minus 2 to the right hand side of equation to get the value of x square plus 1 by x square. So now we have to replace x square plus 1 by x square is equal to y square plus 2, and x minus 1 by x is equal to y in equation 1. So after replacing these values, we have y square plus 2 minus 2y minus 2 is equal to 0. So we can write this equation as y square minus 2y, because this plus 2 cancel out with this minus 2. So y square minus 2y is equal to 0. So we can take y as a common, y into y minus 2 is equal to 0. So either y is equal to 0 or y minus 2 is equal to 0. If y is equal uh, to 0, so if y minus 2 is equal to 0, then y is equal to 2. So now we have two solutions: y is equal to 2 and y is equal to now we have two solutions: y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 2. So we have to find the solution in form of x. So we replace this y is equal to 0 in the substitution. So we have substitute x minus 1 over x is equal to y. So just we have to replace x minus 1 by x is equal to y, and here is y is equal to 0. So x minus 1 over x is equal to y. Now we have to multiply both sides with x. So since x is the LCM, so after multiplying with x square, we have x square minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can write this as x square is equal to 1, or x is equal to plus minus 1 just by taking x square root on both sides. Now when y is equal to 2, then x minus 1 over x is equal to 2, multiply both sides with x, we have x square minus 1 is equal to 2x. So we have to shift this 2x to left hand side square. Left hand side of the equation we have x square minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is the standard form of the quadratic equation, and we cannot factorize this equation. So we have to use quadratic formula. So here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1, minus 2, and c is equal to 1. The quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Just we have to replace the values of a, b, and c. After replacing, we have this form of the equation. So 2 plus minus square root of 4 plus 4, 8 whole divided by 2. So 8 can be written as 2 square root of 2, we have discussed already. So we can now from these two terms we can take 2 as a common. So after taking 2 common, we have 2 into 1 plus minus square root of 2 divided by 2. So this 2 cancel out with this one. So we have x is equal to 1 plus minus square root of 2. So a solution set is plus minus 1 comma plus 1 plus minus square root of 2. Question 11. Again, this is a reciprocal equation. Now we have to divide x square to both sides of this equation, or you have to divide each term of this equation by x square. So after dividing x square, we have 2x square plus x minus 6 plus 1 by x plus 2 by x square. So by rearranging, we have 2x square plus 1 by, so 2 divided by x square plus x plus 1 by x minus 6 is equal to 0. Here just you have to ignore this plus 1, this plus sign. Now we can take 2 as a common. So we have 2 into x square plus 1 by x square plus within bracket x plus 1 by x minus 6 is equal to 0. And now we have to replace x plus 1 by x is equal to y. And we also want to replace x square plus 1 by x square. So we have to take square of this equation on both sides. So taking square on both sides of equation 2, we have x square plus 1 by x square plus 2x into 1 by x is equal to y square. So this x cancel out with this x. So we left with x square plus 1 by x square plus 2 is equal to y square. So now we have to find the value of x square plus 1 over x square. So we have to shift this to the right hand side of the equation. So we have x square plus 1 by x square is equal to y square minus 2. So now we have to replace the value of here x square plus 1 by x square and x plus 1 by x square in equation 1. So after replacing the values of equation 2 and 3, equation 1 can be written as 2 into y square minus 2 plus y minus 6 is equal to 0. So multiplying these two terms with 2 to y square minus 4 plus y minus 6 is equal to 0. So this can be written as 2y square plus y minus 10, minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10. And this is the standard form of the quadratic equation, and we can factorize this quadratic equation. So 10 twos are 20 and 5 fours are 20. So we have after factorization we have this form of the equation. So here we can take y as a common in these two terms, and from these two terms we can take minus 2 as a common, and we can write this as, so here 2 plus y plus 2. So here 2y plus 5, and here is 2y plus 5. We can take common 2y plus 5, and we left with y minus 2 is equal to 0. So 2y plus 5 is equal to 0, or y minus 2 is equal to 0. If y minus 2 is equal to 0, then y is equal to 2. If 2y plus 5 is equal to 0, it means 2y is equal to minus 5, or y is equal to minus 5 by 2. So this is y is equal to 2 and y is equal to minus 5 by 2 is the solution in term of y. So we have to find the equation, the solution in term of x. So we have to substitute the values of y in equation 2. So x plus 1 by x is equal to, so here we we have to replace y is equal to 2. So multiplying both sides with x, because x is the LCM of this equation. So after multiplying, we have x square plus 1 is equal to 2x. Now we have to shift this 2x into the left hand side of the equation and write this equation in standard form, where we have x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So which can be written as x minus 1 whole square. So taking square root on both sides, we have x is equal to 1. When y is equal to minus 5 by 2, so x plus 1 by x is equal to minus 5 by 2. So here is 2x is LCM, so we have to multiply both sides with 2x. So after multiplying with 2x, we have 2x square plus 2 is equal to minus 5x. So writing this equation in standard form, we have 2x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is quadratic equation in x. Now we can factorize this equation. 2 2s are 4, and we can factorize 4 as 4 1s are 4, and when we add this these two terms, we have 5. So in these two terms, we can take 2x as a common, so we have x plus 2. Here in these two terms, we can take 1 as a common, so we have x plus 2. So x plus 2 here, x plus 2 also here, so we can take x plus 2 as a common, so common. So we left with 2x plus 1, and this whole term is equal to 0. Either x plus 2 is equal to 0 or 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. If x plus 2 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to minus 2, or if 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, it means 2x is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So the solution set is minus 2, minus 1, minus 1. So now we are going to start type 4 exponential equations. In exponential equations, variable occurs in exponents. So you have to remember that if the variable occurs in exponent or in power, you can say, and then you say that equation is an exponential equation. So let's start these solve exponential equations. How we can solve the exponential equations? So question number 12, 4 multiply with 2 raised to power 2x plus 1 minus 9 multiply with 2 raised to power x plus 1 is equal to 0. First we have to separate this 2 raised to power 1. So we can write this as 2 raised to power 2x dot 2 raised to power 1 minus 2 multiply with 2 raised to power x plus 1 is equal to 0. So now we can multiply this 4 with the 2, and we have 4 2 times 8 multiply with 2 raised to power 2x minus 9 multiply with 2 raised to power x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have to replace this 2x is equal to y, and when we square this term, we have 2 raised to power 2x is equal to y square. So now we replace 2 raised to power 2x is equal to y square and 2 raised to power x in y in equation 1. We have 8 y square minus 9y plus 1 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation in y, and now we can factorize this equation. 8 1s are 8, so 1 and 8 are 2 factors. So in these 2 factors, we can take y as a common, so we have 8y minus 1, and in these 2 terms we can take minus 1 as a common. So we have here 8y minus 1. So 8y minus 1 is common between these 2 terms. So we have 8 minus 1, and we left with y minus 1. This is equal to 0. So either 8y minus 1 is equal to 0 or y minus 1 is equal to 0. It means when y minus 1 is equal to 0, it means y is equal to 1. And when 8 minus 1 is equal to 0, it means 8y is equal to 1 or y is equal to 1 by 8. So y is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1 by 8 is the solution in term of y, and we have to calculate in term of x, solution in term of x, because the given equation in term of x. So we are bound to find the solution in term of x. So we have to replace y1. So 2x is equal to y, so we replace y is equal to 1 here. So 2 raised to power x is equal to 1. So we can write 2 raised to power 0, and one 3 raised to power 0 is also 1, 5 raised to power 0 also 1. But why we use writing this one as 2 raised to power 0? Because here we have 2 raised to power x, so we use 2 raised to power 0 so that these two bases are equal. So here 2 the base is 2, here is base is 2, so we can equate the exponent. So x is equal to 0 is the solution. When y is equal to 1 by 8, then 2 raised to power x is equal to 1 by 8, which can be written as 2 raised to power 3. 8 can be written as 2 raised to power 3. So 1 by 2 raised to power 3 can be written as 2 raised to power minus 3. So here is 2 raised to power x, and here is 2 is equal to 2 raised to power minus 3. So equating the exponent, we have x is equal to minus 3. So solution set is minus 3, 0. Question number 13. Again, this is the exponential equation. First, we have to separate this 3 raised to power 2. So we can write this as 3 raised to power 2x multiplied with 3 raised to power 2, or 3 square is equal to 12 multiplied with 3 raised to power x minus 3. 3 square is equal to 9. So 9 multiplied with 3 raised to power 2x is equal to 12 multiplied with 3 raised to power x minus 3. So this is equation number 1. So just you ignore this one. So now we can replace this 3x is equal to y. When we square this term, we have 3 raised to power 2 x is equal to y square. And after replacing the values of 3 raised to power 2x and 3 raised to power x, we have this form of the equation. That is 9y square is equal to 12y minus 3. First, we have to write this in standard form. Just we have to shift these two terms into the left hand side of the equation. We have 9y square minus 12y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, so these all three terms are the multiple of 3. So we can divide both sides with 3. So we have, after dividing by 3, we have 3y square minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. So this is quadratic equation in y, and we can factorize this 3, 1 times 3. So here factors are 3 and 1. So we can from these two terms we can take 3y as a common, so we left y minus 1, and from these two terms we can take minus 1 as a common, so we have y minus 1. So here y minus 1, here is also y minus 1, so we can take y minus 1 as a common, so we left with 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. So either y minus 1 is equal to 0 or 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. If y minus 1 is equal to 0, it means y is equal to 1, and if 3y minus 1 is equal to 0, it means 3y is equal to 1 or y is equal to 1 by 3. So now we have to find the solution in term of x. So we can write this as 3 raised to power x is equal to 1. So 1 can be written as 3 raised to power 0. So why we are writing this time 3 raised to power 0? Because in left side we have 3 raised to power. So equating the exponent, we have x is equal to 0. When y is equal to 1 by 3, then 3 raised to power x is equal to 1 by 3, and 1 by 3 can be written as 3 raised to power minus 1. So here is 3 raised to power x is equal to 3 raised to power minus 1. So after equating the exponents, we have x is equal to minus 1. So solution set is minus 1 comma 0. Type 5, the equation of the type x plus a, x plus b, x plus c, x plus d is equal to k. So in this type, we have to check either x plus a plus b is equal to c plus d. If a plus b is equal to c plus d, then you have to solve the equation. If these terms are not equal, then you have to shuffle these factors so that you have to satisfy this condition. So let's start to solve this type of the equation. So question number 15, x plus 1, x plus 3, x minus 5, x minus 7 is equal to 192. Now if we add this 1 with this 3, we have plus 4, and if we add this minus 5 minus 7, we have minus 12. So 4 is not equal to minus 12. So we have to shuffle in such a way that these factors in such a way that we have to satisfy this condition. So if we write x plus 1 with x minus 5 and x plus 3 with x minus 7, and now we check the condition. Plus 1 minus 5, this is minus 4, and plus 3 minus 7, this is again minus 4. So the condition is satisfied. So we can pair these two terms and these two terms. Now we have to multiply these two terms, x with x square, x with minus 5, x 1 with x, this is plus x, and plus 1 with minus 5, minus 5. So now we have to multiply these two terms. So when we multiply this x with this x, we have x square. When we multiply this x with minus 7, we have minus 7x. When we multiply this plus 3 with this plus x, we have 3x. And when we multiply this plus 3 with minus 7, we have minus 21. This is equal to 0. So this can be written as here minus 5x plus x. So we can write this as minus 4x. So we have x square minus 4x minus 5. Here minus 7x plus 3x minus 4x. So x square minus 4x minus 21. This is equal to 192. So you can see that here is x square minus 4x, and here is also x square minus 4x. So here you can see that we are taking this is minus 4 and this is minus 4. So that's why we are using that a plus b must be equal to c plus d. If a plus b is not equal to c plus d, then you will see that x square minus 4x will not be equal to these terms. So here x square minus 4x is equal to x square. So these two terms are equal because of the condition, this condition, because of this condition, a plus b is equal to c plus d. Now we have to replace this term with y. So let x square minus 4x is equal to y. Then when we replace this with y, we have y minus 5, y minus 21 is equal to 192. So after multiplication, we have this form of the equation. Just we have to shift this 192 to the left hand side of the equation, and after simplification we have this equation y square minus 26y minus 87 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation in y. So we can factorize this term as 29 3 times is equal to 87. So from these two terms we can take y as a common, so y minus 29. Here we can take 3 as a common, so we have y minus 29. Y minus 29 is common between these two, so y minus 29 we left with y plus 3 is equal to 0. So either y minus 29 is equal to 0 or y plus 3 is equal to 0. If y minus 29 is equal to 0, then y is equal to 29. If y plus 3 is equal to 0, then y is equal to minus 3. So y is equal to 29, y is equal to minus 3. This solution is in term of y. Now we have to find the solution in term of x because the given equation is in form of x. So we are bound to find or to give the solution in term of x. So replace x square minus 4x is equal to y, and now y is equal to 29. So first we write this equation in standard form. So this is a quadratic equation in standard form, and we are unable to factorize this equation, so we use the quadratic formula. So here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4, c is equal to minus 29, and quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4 ac over 2a. After replacing the values of a, b, c and simplification, we have 4 plus minus square root of 132 divided by 2. So 132 can be written as 4 times 33, and 4 can be written as 2 square, and we can take 2 outside the, can write this as 4 plus minus 2 square root of 33 divided by 2. Here from these two terms we can take 2 as a common. So after taking common we have this formula. Now we can cancel this 2 with this 2. So we left with x is equal to 2 plus minus square root of 33. When y is equal to minus 3, then x square minus 4, x is equal to minus 3. Just we have to shift this minus 3 to the left hand side of the equation. We have x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation in x, and we can factorize this. 3 ones are 3. So in these two terms we can take x as a common, and from these two terms we can take minus 3 as a common. So here is x minus 1, here is x minus 1. So x minus 1 is a common, and we left with x minus 3 is equal to 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 1. If x minus 3 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 3. So the solution set is 1, 3, 2 plus minus square root of 33. So this is all about this lecture. Inshallah, in next lecture, we'll solve the exercise 1.4. So Allah Hafiz.